I gave you a warning this time. Look at that. See, everyone's good. Everyone's happy. Steve
Thanks,
Yeah,
Bonanza,
yeah,
how
it's
you
fine.
doing?
Yeah.
Episode 93, 7 away from 100.
I
How
could
you
be
doing?
happier.
You can be happier. We'll try to fix that for you. Steve, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. I feel like it's been a while.
A couple episodes, yeah.
I looked at because normally, I like to same with Steve. I like to kind of change up my name a little bit. And the last one I had that was listed was Steve Showcase, and I was like, it couldn't have been since the showcase that I've been on the show.
And I don't, cause you traveled for a little bit, so
There was a little bit, but it wasn't like a huge amount. I mean, I was busy on those days, but yeah, it just always seemed that unfortunately just wasn't available. So I'm glad to be back.
yeah. Welcome back.
Yeah.
Riley, how about yourself? Connecting everyone in Death Stranding.
I'm trying to. Yeah, I feel like I missed a few episodes, so it's nice to be back. Yeah,
Welcome back.
playing some Death Stranding. We got through our big save event, and now we're gearing up for Donkey Kong. So
Excited for good old Donkey Kong. This
what, tomorrow after when this goes up?
Thursday, I guess tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Night,
Goes on tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no midnight releases anywhere for
No.
Danky? No.
No, I don't think so. There should be, but
I'd be surprised if there was.
That's the
Actually,
eShop. That's it, right? So
yeah. Just stay up till midnight and play some Donkey Kong.
yeah, I'm excited to play this one too.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna be talking about that, and of course, the worst kept. Well, if it's a worst kept secret, this Nintendo Direct as well. But you know what? Let's just get the bad out of the way with Xbox and laying off people, and with King replacing all the employees with AI apparently, and put up an AI ad about like, hey, you want to be our graphic designer while using an AI ad for the graphic design, and that showcases the screen is like flipped in an image and everything. What's going on with Xbox? What's happening here?
I think it's a lot of left hand doesn't know what the right hand is doing.
Yeah,
it's that's the thing with Microsoft is it's too big of a company. Like some things get slipped through the cracks, some things don't, and it's usually just stupid decisions or stupid mistakes that kind of reflect poorly on just everything as a whole. Like the thing, yeah, okay, we can make fun of the guy who wanted to hire for graphics someone, and you could totally tell it was using an AI image to do it, and that's just funny. But for me, it's the whole King thing as well, like replacing what 200 employees it said with AI,
train the bots,
yeah, who trained them to do it, and yet it's like why would you like want to even touch a absolutely totally fine working company like King? It makes your biggest mobile game, probably the biggest mobile game of all time, with Candy Crush, and you want to mess with that by putting AI in charge of some of it? Yeah. Like, oh yeah, there's the graphic. Yeah,
with the lovely screen and it's flipped and everything.
God. It's just whenever you see AI mistakes, like it's always spectacular mistakes. But yeah, like why would you even tempt to ruin any reputation or anything involving King, who is basically your only mobile market right now, like producing studio right now.
Yeah,
and you decide to be like, yeah, we're
with Blizzard's mobile division got hit too. So
yeah,
the Warcraft Pocket or something like that, whatever. That thing's basically rolling down now. So
yeah. I mean, Diablo Immortal is still going strong because that's got a lot of microtransactions. So
money.
It makes the money, yeah. But I mean, again, it's like nothing is going to touch Candy Crush as far as like how big of a game that is.
So then why ruin the formula?
That's exactly it. Because you know that AI is going to basically going to screw it up, and it's inevitable at some point.
And then you need to bring people back to come and fix the mess.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think Microsoft is playing a lot of like over here, no, over there. Like they started acquiring a bunch of companies during the pandemic, obviously, when gaming was seeing a massive uptick in demand, thinking it was a really good investment. And now Microsoft is doubling down. They saw some of those things kind of level out and stop growing. They're like, okay, we're going to go to AI then, because the return on investment could be greater. But I mean, it sounds like they're having some partnership issues with OpenAI. It seems like that might have fallen apart. So I'm not really sure what it's going to look like, but it seems like they're trying to do that, and in doing so, they'll be able to scale back their workforce a bit.
Is it that certain projects was just taking too long to come out for them to get anything, or is it just the whole formula with, oh, play it first on Game Pass, and people like there's many games that came out on Game Pass that didn't sell well, but everyone's like people rave the game because it's on Game Pass. Like if something's there on Game Pass, obviously something's not gonna work. Like sales are not gonna be higher when you're offering something with a subscription, especially when you're offering that subscription for like $1 a month sometimes.
I think
that's what you're saying.
Right, but I think it's in essence, I mean, the different, because
like I'm thinking of Doom,
you have
for example.
you have to compare the Game Pass essentially with like other services like Netflix and Disney Plus, because right now there's nothing to be able to compete with Game Pass as far on the gaming side. So you kind of have to sort of see what like how it is. So on that, like Netflix or Disney, you pretty much the only way to access the content is through streaming. Like you have to pay a subscription in order to be able to get access to it, and then a portion of that cost, monthly cost, goes into the cost of making projects for that streaming service. And yeah, it could be argued that essentially Game Pass is operating on a similar model, but the difference is again, and this is going back from the very beginning, is that a developer is allowed to be able to sell the game elsewhere. So I think that while yes, Game Pass can be seen as sort of taking away potential sales from a developer, they're getting money from Microsoft, like a guaranteed money from Microsoft regardless. Like I think that's the thing that would we could argue about whether it's sustainable or not. We don't know. I mean, it's it seems on the surface that it would be that it would be unsustainable, and we're always trying to pick apart Game Pass to try to prove that point. But we have heard also from developers that the benefit of going on Game Pass is that they get a guaranteed amount of from Xbox for that game that they could potentially get from sales, but there's no guarantee of that. And so getting that guaranteed sales amount while also getting new players on through Game Pass and also being able to sell it elsewhere, I think it's just we have to talk about we can't just sort of separate sales as a separate thing and Game Pass players as its other thing. They are playing the game, so they're getting paid for both. It's just that we think that because it's not as big of a sales number on the storefront side versus actual players on the Game Pass side, they're getting paid. It's just I don't know. Yeah. Right now, again, it's just we don't know how sustainable it is. Microsoft is kind of always very reluctant to release any of those very specific numbers. But I think anyone who tries to criticize it or pick it apart, we're always trying to look for it to be see.
But what does that mean? Like sales, you will kind of lower your sales numbers then, or what your expectations of the results are going to be, knowing that I'm thinking of Doom, for example.
Yeah, I think it's all a bit of a gamble. I think some cases it's we'll take the guarantee versus rolling the dice on sell through. So for an indie dev, it's we'll take the guarantee money. Yeah. So and then maybe we'll grow the player base and sell some DLC, or people buy it after it has its stint on Game Pass. Those sorts of things are valuable. To me, and then some games just benefit inherently from it, like Claire Obscure 33. The game of the year, probably front runner, honestly. And that they took the guaranteed money and then also sold a bunch on PC and PlayStation. So I mean, I think it just has to be. I think it works for the right games.
Yes,
it's just hard to say. It's not as black and white, right? Sometimes it's really good, sometimes it's not at all. It didn't work out. So all of it's just an inherent business risk.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. It's definitely You either take the risk of potentially selling a lot on Steam or on other platforms, or you take the guarantee that could either because it's all just one big part of the pie anyway. But essentially, that guarantee could help fund the studio till the end of the project, or fund it for potentially for the next project or more for DLC. It always is like enough to be able to kind of either get them over the finish line for what they're currently working on, or helps to fund the next game that they're gonna create. And they could still decide for their next game, oh, you know what, we'll take another guarantee so that we can still keep going and keep making more games, and then we'll still keep selling. Because whenever they put it up on the storefronts, they're still making money. If the game is good and people are playing it, there's always going to be Steam sales. There's always going to be PlayStation sales. They're always going to have an influx of money. But when you have that guaranteed amount, like that amount is coming in, that's a lot more secure than necessarily like of just relying on, okay, this month's sales is good, this month's sales may be bad. As Riley said, it's a risk regardless. It's just which kind of a risk you want to be able to take. Does this mean that this is a good thing for Xbox Game Pass, or is it a bad thing for Xbox Game Pass? I don't know. I mean, the thing is like they're the only ones doing it. They're the only ones trying it. Yep. They're the only ones that are like, and I think still, regardless of all the stuff that's been happening with Xbox, I mean, I still think that it was shitty for them to be able to lay off. And I'll never understand the need for that, and also shutting down studios and shutting down games. I had friends who literally got laid off and had their projects canceled because of the layoffs the other week. So Xbox is not anywhere near my favorite company right now. But on the other side of that, Game Pass is still a good value. It's the only thing that actually like allows you to be able to play more games at a cheaper cost. And right now, that cheaper cost is what people are kind of looking for. We don't necessarily want to be able to spend $110 on a game
for one game
and where we could be able to spend that amount and have several months of being able to play any game that's on the Game Pass library. And
not only that, like either on your Xbox or PC as well. Like, yeah, you have options. Like it's kind of crazy. So it's definitely the best value. With that, I definitely agree with that. With even though with all the things they're doing, like even with like I don't know, this company just doesn't make sense. Like apparently, because another report came out that Forza sold 2 million on PlayStation, and yet they already let go half the team. Oh, sorry, Horizon.
That's turn 10 though versus Playground.
Yeah, Playground was Horizon. Yeah, turn 10 was Motorsport. And it was the Motorsport team that got cut.
Like the OG Forza team.
Which
sucks, to be honest. Like, now they're probably going to end up being a support studio for Forza Horizon.
Yeah.
So, or whatever the next.
I mean, it kind of, in essence, it kind of does make sense, because Horizon was kind of always the better selling, I think, of the two.
It definitely was. It's the other one's more of like a core mechanic, kind of Gran Turismo inspired.
Yeah.
Like Racer, which I think had its place. Like,
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I just don't know what's like. And then now they're coming out with a new console as well, but yet they're not selling this one properly. Like,
so, that is a brand partnership. A lot of mixed
messages like, oh, don't buy ours because everything's an Xbox, but then buy this one that's coming up in 2028. I'm like, what? Like, what's going on?
I think like the Asus, the Asus ROG Ally is what you're referring to, right? Like they
have another
new console coming up.
Yeah, new console.
So I'm kind of curious to see what that means too, because it seems like they're allowing third parties to make hardware with the branding on it now.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, with the ROG Ally and the MetaQuest. So
it was a special edition. I mean, it wasn't really much other than just it was a new skin with
seems like a
couple months of Game Pass.
Seems like a trial run type of thing for them. But like that sort of thing, if that's going to continue, because they just announced their partnership, was it with the AMD? But
they've always had AMD as their process,
and they've partnered with them on the future of Xbox, right?
Which is basically solidifying what they already had. I mean, here's the thing too: is like a lot of people say, "Oh yeah, AMD is with Xbox," but they're also with PlayStation as well. Like,
for sure. And I think that's not like a crazy jump. But the point I was going with there was like, I'm curious if you are going to license the Xbox brand, if you have to utilize an AMD chipset in order to that's as part of that, you know what I mean? If you're going to make Xbox branded hardware, if that's where they're going to start being like, oh, okay, like we can make our money off of this partnership.
I think so. I mean, but also, I mean, if you want to make specifically a console-like device, I think that would definitely have to be some sort of have to have some sort of consideration, so that way you're not going to see like an Intel chip on an Xbox. But I sort of like, when you take a look at sort of the console cycle, it was always the one box or the one device. And that's what you can only
thinner one.
Yeah, the thinner one. Yeah, it's always, but it's always the one thing that basically allows you to play the games that are on that generation, and it's been the cycle since the 80s. Like that's always been the case.
Yeah, about a 7-year life cycle.
Yeah, and it's and right now I think Xbox is kind of like, because everyone keeps forgetting hardware does not make money. It really doesn't. It's the software that does. Like if you go back to the history of every single console release, if you ever look at the finance of it, the hardware is always selling at a loss. It's the software that sells the console. And so I think again, I always keep saying, I think they're just adopting the Microsoft model of, yeah, we'll make hardware. It's not our core business, but we'll make hardware because we can, and we can make like the Surface laptops, and yeah, if you want sort of like the best sort of in-house experience for Windows, you want, or Copilot or whatever they're promoting, Office 365, what have you, you can get a Surface, or you can get any other laptop that has Windows on it, or Copilot, or what have you. And I think they're going to just look at the same thing with Xbox. I think, yeah, you can play it on our Xbox, probably the better experience, but you can also play it on your phone or on your own laptop or on your own PC or what have you. So I don't think they're getting out of the hardware business. I don't think that that was ever really, that's a fear, of course, and I get it, but I don't think that was ever really a consideration, that they were just gonna be like, nah, we're done.
Yeah. I'm kind of curious because, like, I don't know if we mentioned the alleged Game Pass projections, or where they want it to be within 5 years by 2030. It's about
like the Battlefield numbers, 100 million or something.
Yeah, like 100 million subs, and I think right now they're at 35, based on like a LinkedIn. Someone on LinkedIn posted it. They don't report the numbers anymore, so we're assuming 35. I don't know how they hit that unless they're showing up on other consoles. To be honest, like if it's not on PlayStation and Nintendo, I don't know how they can do it.
I honestly feel like they tried, especially doing like the Switch.
For sure, they did. Yeah,
they definitely were trying to get Game Pass on the Nintendo Switch, either using like a cloud-based form of it, or
if they wanted, if there was no retention of Game Pass, where everyone still keeps their subscription 5 years from now, it would mean that Xbox would need to gain 13 million subscribers to Game Pass every single year until to hit that 2030 100 million mark, and that's if nobody removes takes away their subscription. Okay, so
the problem was especially with Game Pass to show up on other consoles is the third party part, because that's where they also make their money as well.
Sure,
but they could filter that out. There's times where something's not available, if it's not available on PC, or it will be available on Xbox and vice versa. So would you just put strictly Xbox games on there as all right, well, here's Game Pass and here's Halo, here's Forza.
They might, because I feel like third parties would not go for that. They'd be less susceptible to buying into Game Pass, I would think.
Yeah. The question too,
you'd probably have to pay way more, and then I don't know.
Yeah.
The question too, and I think the other thing that we've always kind of sort of discussed, but never really kind of we haven't really seen anything as of yet, other than just kind of the rumors or the speculation about it. But I mean, if they want to hit either they're they're that bold because they know something's about to happen that would bring an influx of players. And I'll get to the reason why I think that potentially could be a thing, or it is just someone that basically the CFO is just way overestimating the value of Game Pass in the video game market. So if they do know something, I believe that something would be that they will launch Game Pass on Nintendo Switch.
Yeah,
you have 100 million, over 100 million user base, And if you launch Game Pass Cloud Game Pass on the Switch 2, or even just regular Switch, if it could be able to handle it, they're able to like optimize it where it still works within with all the Wi-Fi that's available. I think that would be the biggest opportunity for an influx of brand new players that they would never have had access to before.
100%.
Like they've only had like what, 1 or 2 Xbox games actually on the Switch too. Like I know Pentiment, and I think
that Grounded,
but was that it? Like I don't know if what else did they launch on the Switch too?
On the Switch too, nothing yet.
Or not Switch 2, sorry, just the Switch in general.
Yeah, it's just Pentiment and Grounded.
I guess they have
Ori.
Games
Ori is
now,
another one.
Ori, you could do Crash Bandicoot and Spyro.
Yeah.
But like that's
hopefully you get COD this year, maybe, and then probably Oblivion remake would make sense.
Yeah.
Maybe Indiana Jones if it can run on the Series S, maybe.
It can run really well on the Ally, the original Ally. I was able to play it with decent actually quality. Like it was at low settings, but it still looked really good for playing it on the Ally.
I don't remember
stuff.
I don't remember who like they are known for like porting games to the Switch. And they said that if the game runs on a Series S, it can run on the Switch, basically. So if Indiana Jones can run,
yeah.
If Indiana
Jones every Xbox game would
every game could come out.
Then.
Yeah, because like even when I was like even with Tony Hawk, like it's very there's slight differences where like the models look a little different. Like in the Switch version, the models they look like a little like washed out compared to the Switch version and everything. So.
Lots of potential there. I feel like Switch will benefit them. Look at Sea of Thieves probably running on that.
That'd be great. That'd be huge.
Like, I was hoping for Perfect Dark. That's not happening anymore. So
I'm still mad about that. I'm not gonna lie. Very mad about that. I'm so upset.
It was not a good day to be a Rare fan.
No,
not at all. It sucks because they have such a good team over there. They seem to prioritize their employees a lot and work like making sure that it's a good place to work. And I have not heard, like from the folks that I know over there, I have not heard any bad thing to say about working for Rare. And it just sucks that essentially that a project they probably were working on to try to be able to, expand beyond just being the Sea of Thieves team, that got canceled. Plus then some like senior leadership who had been there for a long time leave. I mean, it could be just seen as like, it was about time, they've been there for what, 35 years was the guy who worked on Banjo.
Greg Mills.
Yeah. He was there from the beginning of Rare.
Yeah, he did Banjo, he did Sea of Thieves, he did Viva Pinata, he did pretty much everything. Like,
yeah. So, like, it could have been his time. It could have been like, hey, I've been working here for 35 years. I'm done. Like, like I don't think it was like it just is a fortunate circumstance that it was a coincidence that it happened at the same time. But
Louise O'Connor was another one too. She did Conker's Bad Fur Day. Was doing Everwild, which is also scrapped. So,
sure.
Yeah, I don't know. That was a sad day. It does sound like Xbox is refining the studio in order to pursue maybe a legacy IP in a way that it hasn't been lately. So I guess we'll see. Apparently they're taking pitches for a Banjo-Kazooie developer, which I would love. But not having Greg there would suck.
Sure.
And some of the other people, but yeah, it is a bummer. So
guess we'll see what happens right now. But I think Rare is good enough to be able to kind of like bounce back.
For sure. It's a very talented team.
Yeah, exactly. Are they also like working like or starting greenlit like a Fallout 5 as well now? They were saying
that was the report that came out today or yesterday. Yeah,
that Rare was working on it, or just that
Rare was Xbox greenlit it.
Yeah. Which I'm like, okay, I would prefer a New Vegas 2, but I would go for Fallout 5. I mean, I wish they would have announced that when Fallout the TV show kind of came back. If they fast tracked that, because that would have been the perfect time to at least say something. I actually do think that the release of all of what they did for with the Fallout games, like having it be on all of them be on sale, the updates to Fallout 76. I think that was probably, without having a new game to launch, that was the best way to be able to celebrate the TV show. Way better than The Last of Us. I'm just gonna say it. They did shit for The Last of Us, other than they put out the part 1 and remastered before the show came out, but they did nothing else for it. Like there was no other new things. It just was like, oh, you could be able to buy that and maybe a DualSense special controller. That was it. Anyway,
come on, Camille.
You're muted.
You are either muted or really low.
Oh, I didn't turn my mic up. Hello.
Oh, there you go.
Hi.
How's it going?
Good.
Let's talk about the state of Xbox and all the madness. So wait, so Steve, just very quickly, you're saying that, or you think that, or just speculating that Game Pass is coming to the Switch?
I think
in what form though? Like just Xbox
cloud
games only, or
in Xbox games only? I think it would.
There's no way third parties will. That was the main problem.
I think they would have to revamp basically the third party contracts. That would basically that would either allow them to be able to have their games on other platforms like the Nintendo Switch, or they can opt out to be able to create a Switch version of their game. I think that's so. I think a limited library probably will launch for game Xbox game cloud Game Pass on Switch. But who knows? I mean, or it could just be, you know what? Hey, you're just now on a newer platform. Even though they may have a native version of the game coming, then there's always now we're not on Game Pass anymore, or they could be on Game Pass and still sell in the eShop. They always they've had that both those options for developers. I don't think having a limited library would be the best PR move, because if they're going to launch with a limited library, then it's like, well, now you're messing with the messaging of Xbox Play Anywhere or play day one on Game Pass, like all those messaging being like, hey, you can play any of our library anywhere you want on whatever device you want. And if
what
it's
if
not
they
the same
brand
for
it something different? Like, what if it's like an offshoot? Like, don't call it Xbox Game Pass, call it something else.
Like maybe use one of their subscription tiers, like Core or Ultimate is the only way to get
access. Or something, or just like Nintendo Game Pass, or like I don't
if they do it that way, maybe if it's a cheaper,
Game Pass and Xbox Game Pass.
Yeah.
I just feel like that's like a dream for Xbox. I don't think Nintendo even wants to dabble in that.
Yeah, like they don't want anything that will hinder third party. Like I can see like Xbox only games. Maybe
I can't even see that. Like I can't see the green on the red console. Like I just can't see it at all. Like especially with Nintendo.
But we are already going to get that. We already know that they're going to be they've talked about that they've agreed to that they're going to put Call of Duty on Nintendo Switch.
But that's a game. But
logo
they
ahead
never,
of MLB.
Yeah, but they never said like a whole app dedicated to or the subscription service coming, so like that's my thing. I feel like with how dedicated we've seen Nintendo to building their own apps and subscription stores or services, I really find that they're all invested in that and not so interested in going outside of the Nintendo ecosystem for
absolutely. It would take a lot to be able to convince Nintendo to do it. I think this is something that could potentially be not right away. I mentioned it, Camille, because what I was sort of thinking was that with the whole statement of the CFO saying that they're going to hopefully get 100 million Game Pass subscribers by 2030. I speculated either that's just an overshare, like an overestimation of what they're going to think they're going to get.
They're trying to bury them, or they have something.
They have something in mind, and I think that if they are thinking that number, potentially that's something in mind that could reach that number would be Game Pass on Switch.
See, I think that's a logical gamer in us thinking. Obviously, they have to have something in mind, but we've seen executives just boards make these estimates that are not realistic and could be dependent on something as, we know we have this handheld coming out. A lot of people we're going to have a bundle with Game Pass when you buy the handheld, and a lot of people will be signing up for that. And this is where that estimate comes from. So my confidence in them coming out with something other than that, especially when it involves another company that is so dominant in the industry right now and doesn't really have to sway or change what they're doing, because they do their own thing, you know? Like, I just feel like that would be a dream, but I don't know, man. I don't know.
Weren't they even like holding dev units like till like the late? And I feel like they did that because they didn't want anything to leak. They're like, nope, everyone's waiting. I don't care who you are, except for you, Capcom. You get a little. Here's one for you guys, and then and here's one for this company over here. Like,
I think they were very super secretive with dev hardware. Because I mean, we already saw proof of essentially what happens when you when you do that is that you get the Genki was the third party or like accessory maker at CES.
Yeah. I mean, they got their models through more nefarious means, though.
True, but it's like it's all evidence Nintendo needs to be like, see, that's why we didn't send out dev kits.
And you know what? I do think that was probably the best PR move for them too, because given what the Switch 2 is, I love my Switch 2, but it's not necessarily a necessity you have to have if you own a Nintendo Switch. It's not necessarily that upgrade that you need to get. In when we think of new consoles, especially looking at previous generations of Nintendo, and they announce new consoles, we're thinking of something drastically different, even though they did help set that expectation before the release of the Nintendo Switch 2, but I think holding it back and making sure that information where it's like, oh, it's actually not an OLED screen, like minimizing all of that news actually helped them out. I think people would have just been like, oh, well, then why am I getting a Switch 2? Even though some people ask that still to this day.
Yeah, I think people are feeling a bit like, oh, it's been slow, like there's nothing to play, like I beat Mario Kart, but to me, this feels more like a soft launch. You know what I mean? And it's really going to start picking up. Like, we're going to have 2 games every month, basically, until Christmas. So it's like this month we're getting Donkey Kong Bonanza, and then Mario Party Jamboree's getting its upgrade, and then we're getting
oh my god, I can't wait.
Kirby in August, I think, and
Dragon
Drive, and then September will probably be like, I don't know, Metroid Prime and something else like. So they're scaling it well, I think, and I looking even at the Nintendo eShop, there's so much just shovelware and garbage on that console.
In fact, I can look through the eShop in this console. I'm just happy.
Yeah, you actually can, right? And I think that's super intentional. I think they're like really slow rolling it out. They're like, we're gonna give it to the people that we really want there day one, and then we'll start getting stuff out and amp it up a bit. But like, I'm tired of looking at the best sellers as a consumer and just seeing cat milk for 5 cents or whatever every single week, which is a real game that is always on sale.
Okay, how dare you?
Have you played it?
Respect the cat milk, all right?
Cat milk, yeah. I'm like, no, I don't like. I understand that they want to slow it down and do a little more quality, and I think that's probably going to play into the way that they update their interface and OS too. Like, I think that they could roll out themes and stuff like that. Maybe they'll have like a little achievement system. Some of it's built into the app already. Like, those are things that they'll kind of slow roll into. Probably flesh out Mario Kart with content. So I think they're doing it right, especially because the hardware's. It's going to be like leading up to holiday. I think it'll just be impossible to find.
Maybe even like the onboarding is a little bit easier to like bring your games onto a Switch 2 compared to a Switch 1, where like now it has certain modern day like tools like DLSS and such.
Yep. So there's a lot less tech requirements to be able to port a game to the Switch.
Well, and I think it's just that the Switch 2 is definitely a different beast than any other console Nintendo has launched to this point. Like, it's not supposed to be an erasure to the previous generation. It's building up from the previous generation of Nintendo, and they understand that. They know with their audience, when they're dealing with families that are going through a tough economic time, that they may not buy the Switch 2 right at launch, right? So they have that room to do that slow rollout, like you were talking about, Riley, and I think it will get to the point where it's either around, they usually go pretty hard around, the holidays, where the next direct, I do think will highlight a big holiday launch title or big holiday title for them, where we're probably going to see another Switch 2 bundle with that title, right? So I think it works out for them. I think, we're just in this like coast period. It's kind of similar to when the PS5 came out, and it was just like, okay, where are the games for the PS5? We're just waiting for them to come out because everything was just kind of slowly rolling out based on, people companies trying to get chips and trying to get the consoles made and trying to get them out and not knowing what's going to happen with that, right? So I think it's very similar. We're still coming out of this post-COVID time in tech, where tech is affecting, and especially with what's happening in the world right now and economically, it's like there's so much uncertainty with how that would affect tech, where I think this is kind of the best move for, like, even looking at Xbox, and when they roll out that handheld, like, I think doing a rollout like this is something that they should more lean into than having an expectation of we're going to sell a lot, or, we're going to pair this with Game Pass and sell a lot of Game Pass on the side alongside the launch of this handheld. I think it's more realistic based on what's happening right now.
Yeah. Yep. And then, like, another thing you also bring up, especially the whole like different things that Nintendo brought up with feature wise, like even like game share or the virtual card system as well. Like those they knew that people were gonna be moving on to the Switch 2 right away. And then they're like, but if someone did happen to get one, like they're not leaving people out from Switch 1, but like, oh no, you can still play with me. Let me share my game with you. Or here's a virtual card, which works really well. I tried it with Patapon the other day. I was like, oh, let me just see if this game runs how it runs on the Switch 1, and just load it like right away. So
that's good.
Oh, great.
Yeah, I've never really looked into the Family Pass for Nintendo Switch Online, but my niece and nephew, they got their first Switch console recently, so I was like, hey, I'll just get a Family Pass and I'll share with them. And because I have, the first Switch, Adam could use that one, and we could just be on Family Pass. And I'm like, this is actually pretty generous for the price point of, like, you look at the price point difference of an individual and Family Pass, and then you look at like just having that access, like it's 8 different family members. Like, that's a lot. That's actually pretty, like, a lot compared to other subscriptions out there. And I was like, man, this is actually pretty generous.
Yeah, and once you get into it too, like I was visiting my family, and my brother was there with his Switch on the weekend, and we have the Family Pass. So he was like, oh, have you tried the new Mario and Luigi? I was like, I have, yeah, like it's on my console. I was like, you want to borrow it? He's like, well, how do you do that? And I showed him, like, I can just lend him the game for 2 weeks or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's kind of neat. Like, it's cool that you can just be like, here you go, man, enjoy. And then it'll just automatically send it back. I don't have to worry about trying to find it later. Like, it's cool.
It's one of those. It's probably the most backwards compatibility feature that they could do. Or I think that any like publisher or whether it's PlayStation or Xbox can do. Sure, yeah, Xbox has the huge library of backwards compatibility of all their games, but like at least with Nintendo, they're like, well, if you bought the game, then you can share it with another member on Nintendo Switch Online, or like if you have a Family Pass. Like it seems to be that they finally kind of like opened up and realized, oh yeah, we're probably not going to get a huge amount of people influx into Switch 2 ecosystem just yet. But we're going to give the option that, hey, if you want to be able to play any games or what have you, especially especially how the economy is right now and financial situations across the world, it's Nintendo's like finally is like, okay, you know what? Hey, we're going to be a little bit more generous with being able to try out our play our games, and I think that's great. Exactly how, like Riley, as you said, like that is as a perfect example, being like, well, hey, I want to try that game. Oh wow, I can let you borrow it for like 2 weeks.
Yeah,
it's like we're renting games again.
Honestly, I think this is also redefining the renting games again, like rental market of games or even used games, and how we're interacting with that after we've played the game. Like, it now has a longer life, and I'm curious to whether other, like, if we see Xbox or PlayStation kind of adapt something to this, because it's actually very, very smart to have something like this. And it's because like you're also encouraging others like to get a Switch. Like, you know, you're like, hey, like, you know, if you could actually get a Switch and then we could be on a family plan and share games if you want. Like, that's one way to do it.
I think it makes sense for Nintendo to do it because they have a lot of family party games that it would make sense to be able to have. Like if you have multiple Switches in the same room, to be able to play like something like Mario Party or Mario Kart or like what have you. Like there's a lot of opportunities to be able to, like, it makes it easier. Oh, just share the virtual cart and everybody can be able to play. So that way we're not having to spend $110 each to be able to play Mario Kart. But I think for something like for PlayStation or Xbox to kind of do it, I think it'd be great if they could do that for multiplayer like games. But because a lot of their libraries are single player, being able to share that kind of it doesn't have the same kind of impact as Nintendo could. Like Nintendo perfectly set it up for themselves that they knew that this was going to be a thing, so that's what they went for. I mean, not to say that PlayStation or Xbox won't do that, but I think it definitely Nintendo's setting a precedent that it's possible, it's doable, and people seem to like it.
I think Nintendo's also just seen what was going on during the pandemic, and like their whole message this time was like, hey, let's connect people. Like, here's a webcam, you know, like
with
the
game
whole
chat and everything,
game chair, game chat, you know, and everything. So, and like they're just like, here are all the features for you to always be connected to someone, and no matter what, and like share games and play together in many ways. I haven't tried out the game share or the game chat as of yet, but
Steve and I tried it and it worked really well, actually.
Yeah,
it
worked great.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Perfect. Nice. Yeah. So it's just I don't know, it's very unique what Nintendo's doing and everything. So, but Camille, I'm glad you're here. I'll let you kick off.
Oh,
what is happening with Direct? What would you like from the Direct?
Oh, I was like,
well, tell me.
I have no idea what's happening.
Tell me now.
Tell me everything.
Well, what I would wish for the Direct is, definitely an update on like what we could expect third party. But I do think Nintendo needs like an unannounced first party game for fall, like something that we have not seen, something that it has to be like a good one, like a Mario game. Like it has to be something completely, not talked about, something that we might have thought would be coming next year, or in a few years. Especially, it's Mario's 40th anniversary. I know Nintendo really doesn't follow the anniversary train with their game releases.
Mario 35, damn it, you coward! Mario 40 this time.
They'll just bring back Mario 3D All Stars and add Galaxy 2, and they'll be like, all right, there you go.
Here's the thing. It's like
you have 3 months to buy it.
That's what I've been hearing.
Nintendo don't care about anniversaries. They're over 100 years old. Nothing compares to that.
But it's interesting because when even Luigi had his anniversary, it was the year of Luigi.
I think that was their worst year, like fiscally ever.
But that's what
we're struggling.
But it's also a classic for something like that to happen to Luigi. Like like the year of Luigi. It's like very on brand for Luigi.
The Wii U and they're trying to step it up with Luigi. Yeah.
Exactly. But they sometimes celebrate their anniversaries the year after, which is very interesting of Nintendo to do. But, I would love to see like a Mario game, like a new Mario game, or it has to be a Mario game.
Need to show it, but
they just need to show it.
Yeah.
When's at the end. Sorry?
When's Pokemon come out?
Oh, Pokemon.
November.
Is it November? It's October.
Pokemon.
I don't know.
Go.
I don't know when it comes out, but I feel like
October 16th.
Okay. So I feel like at the end of the Direct, even if they're like, oh, we have one more thing to show you, take a look at this. It has to be one of two things. Either an unannounced new Mario game
or
Ocarina of Time remaster.
I heard it's Animal Crossing.
That Animal Crossing, I
heard it's Animal Crossing.
I don't know if that. I don't know.
I think Animal Crossing
would be huge.
That would be huge, but I think it's like also like not a low lift because give Ocarina of Time its flowers, but I mean it may be a little bit of a lower lift to do something remastered that fans have been asking for a very long time and have that come out, around the holidays. I don't think they would do like a bundle for something like that though, and I feel like looking at the business side of things, whatever that fall holiday launch is would have to be in a bundle. And that's why I'm kind of more leaning to a Mario game.
You think?
Would you think would be Galaxy remastered?
Well, it's like how they did Mario Kart, right? Like I feel like they would want to sell.
Would be the time to do it.
I think that's the perfect time to do it because they know people. The word's been out about the Nintendo Switch. Families, if they have not bought it for the kids because their kids already have a Switch,
exactly. Black Friday or Christmas.
It was like November.
Exactly, that's a holiday, right? So then it just makes sense to have. Now you have a repertoire of like releases that are out for
French.
We're getting French, but they have like
gold pen and a new word came out.
A word I'll never use again. No,
I'm in.
But they have that catalog of games that already came out so far for the year for the Switch. So it makes that better argument to parents of like, okay, there are some games out for this Switch. My kid's been wanting this and they have this new release game that I'm going to bundle. It makes sense to get a Switch now. And I think that would help sell even more Switches for them, which they don't need that much help on doing, but it would definitely help their case with families.
I don't disagree with it, like having a big fall release. Like I think that definitely it would be great for Nintendo to be able to do that. Whether like I don't think like it would be like I don't know, like an Ocarina of Time remastered. I don't think that's like a shadow drop kind of deal. Like it could be announced at this direct maybe, but I feel like that's like we need to see a lot of that.
I don't know if I'd shadow drop that.
No, that's not a shadow drop because you want to release merch and stuff.
Yeah. But it's also it would have to be basically kind of a brand new engine or a brand new type of game because it's not in the same engine or style of that they could be able to put into Link's Awakening with that same engine, and they can't put it into like a Breath of the Wild type engine. It is a like potentially maybe, but it's like we've already we don't know what that team's currently working on right now.
But there's been rumors about this. There's been rumors for so long that I feel like it may not necessarily be like a completely.
Is it rumors or just fans wanting it? I think there's a difference between fans wanting it and rumors.
For sure.
Every post is
hopes and dreams put out there.
Camille's been wanting it. But no, like I think this is something where they are aware that fans wanted for a long time, and it's something where they don't have to reskin into like a new engine. Or yes, they would have to put a new engine, but wouldn't graphically have to adjust it so much. Like I think if they kept the graphics of Ocarina of Time and like it just makes sense doing Ocarina of Time and Twilight Princess.
Did Echoes of Wisdom?
Yes.
So I feel like Grezzo might do that. Then.
Exactly.
Yeah, but they can't. I don't see them doing 3D. It in the same.
They did Ocarina.
They do a different style. They did Ocarina of Time 3D and Majora's Mask 3D.
Yeah.
So they would be like the team
the team that's familiar with doing that and updating it.
They could do that. So, but if they're doing it, then I think it's still a few years away.
You don't want it to look like that Wii U demo that you saw. Remember the Wii U pad with Link?
Oh yeah.
Twilight Link. Oh,
that looked like it was from.
I played it. It was all in engine. It was pretty sick. It was.
I mean, I wanted the Ocarina of Time looking like that.
Well, I honestly will take. I've been trying not to go and play Ocarina of Time on the N64,
hoping and praying,
just hoping and praying that I'll have a reason to
rumoring
replay it.
That it would.
It's coming out, guys. It's coming out.
Did they put that out on the NSO?
Yeah.
I can't remember. Oh, they did? Okay.
Yeah. But like, I think it's just, Twilight Princess, Ocarina of Time, you bundle that together. Oh my gosh. Like, oh my gosh.
I agree with you, and I think they will do it. I think they will
do
because it'll make them $1 billion. So it's like They'll do it
Also,
for
look
sure.
at the bit. Look at the
I
toys. You know the
Amiibos.
the Deco Tree Lego. Why is it also coming in Ocarina of Time?
They know.
Why
they
is it
know,
also
they
the
know,
Ocarina of
they
Time
know.
Deco Tree?
You're right.
That's what I'm saying. There's these hints, man. There's these hints.
I
It's
think they'll
gonna
do
happen.
it. I
I
think you're right, and I think it's probably in development as we speak. I still think it's not the holiday game.
Do you think it
No.
could come out next year, spring? Because like
No.
that's my
When's the
two
movie
like
come out?
next year.
Yeah, but you can't
maybe
really prove
before?
that could be the precedent because they didn't have it for Mario for the Mario movie. They didn't have a Mario game coming out that like what was it, Wonder maybe?
They got Wonder, I guess.
Yeah, they had
But that didn't
Wonder.
really line up with the release of the movie. So
it's almost impossible for them to align those in the windows that they'll
But
like.
do you
exactly.
think? But do you
Unless
think?
you've been
It's
sitting
so
on it,
maybe
and they're known
want
for
it
that.
before.
But do you think Zelda? It's different because it's also like they're doing a live action movie. I would think they're appealing to kids with this movie. I would because it's Nintendo and families.
Rated R.
Sure,
But do
I-
you think kids and families? Yes, obviously, Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. They're aware of that, but there's like so much love for Ocarina of Time that I feel like they would want to just remind her, like sprinkle people, be like, this is where
right, but
Zelda
the people
really
who
popped
would have
off.
loved Ocarina of Time are in their 30s, and they're
Or
gonna
they have kids that they would
They
take
got
to movies.
money. Now they
And
have,
they got
have
money.
That, they have that money.
That's
They
why I
either
love
have
movies.
kids that they're taking to the movies and dropping that money at the movie theater, or they have no kids and they're dropping that money at the movie theater and on all the merchandise for
I
the movie.
I
and
think
leading
it's
up.
happening. You don't need to convince me on it. I think it would be too successful. There are two games that I think would just like blow up each in respective fandom, and that's Ocarina of Time remake and like an HD 2D of Pokemon Red and Blue.
Oh my!
Like,
Oh my God!
those
Don't
would
even
light
say
the
that.
world on
Yo,
fire.
imagine if they did Pokemon Red and Blue in the
It's the
style of
anniversary
Link's
next year.
Awakening.
Oh
like-
no, I want an HD 2D like Dragon Quest.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
okay,
That
okay,
Ravel
fair,
all the
fair,
pixel
fair.
art and stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I would love that.
oh,
I would
take me
love
back.
that.
Yeah,
Fair,
some
fair.
modern stuff. That'd be clean.
I would probably here's my kind of prediction, at least in regards to Zelda. I honestly think they probably would do an Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask kind of like dual remake.
Yeah,
Because the
like
two are
how
so
they did
tied
the
together.
DS
They're
one.
tied together. Yeah.
Yeah, like it would make sense to be able to kind of do them like have them as a bundle.
Yeah.
But like I would love to see it happen. There's nothing that proved that it's currently happening.
Yeah.
I
So
think you
So
go
then what
all
would-
in on Ocarina of Time.
We
and
go
you
all in on
blow it
Ocarina.
up. You just like dungeons are bigger. Like it's not like a 1-for-1 remake. It's like a total reimagining.
Tell you, the
Reimagining,
Wii U
yeah.
demo, do it that
Like
style. I want
Resident
that.
Evil 4 styles, where it's like same but different. It's
But then
like,
if you do it
that'd be
that style, sorry, Marcel,
Mhm.
it loses Kid Link. Like that
It
that
does.
imaging of Kid Link, like that style of the Wii U demo.
Sure.
It's
Define
just
it a
it
bit.
if
it doesn't. Yeah, you would have like because it's something about the
Tweak it a
like.
little.
Yeah, you just need to have that childness, that
yeah,
little
there's-
innocence
there's
of the
a fluff in it
animation
to it, and
of
a
like
little
when
bit-
he's a kid,
yeah.
because that's a whole
Yeah.
thing. When you go through the Temple of Time and you're like, he's an adult, like the whole world is grim, like it changes the tone. You grow up with Link as you go through that
Mike,
moment.
this
So
is
they need
why
to.
For
this is why I think that if they do decide to be able to like put into like a newish engine for Zelda for like the kind of modern sort of consoles. This is if they're not going to do that, I honestly do think that they could potentially take the Breath of the Wild engine and put that
Tweak it a
in,
little
like
bit and make it
tweak it a little bit. Basically, you have
different.
little
Tired of
Link.
that engine. If I'm honest with you.
But that's the thing. Is like Nintendo is not
I don't
not
want
dumb.
Link to look
They're
like
not.
that in Ocarina of Time a remake. No, he cannot look like that.
You can make whatever.
You can make
look
them like a
in
little.
an
You
engine.
can make a prequel of them.
But like you wouldn't be
little tiny
building
Link.
stuff. So like the
It
the
wouldn't make
formula of
sense.
that is
It would
different
change.
for
Yeah,
sure.
I think with that engine, they definitely want to keep it Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom. Because
what
it's
you mean,
like
yeah.
you could. That's where the gamer takes control of everything. And I think when they look at animation styles, you look at like Link to the Past or Echoes of Wisdom. it's like they're just trying to reimagine that game in an
how
animation.
all out are we going? Like, are we going full tilt voice acting and everything?
No.
Like from the ground up, like brand spanking new.
Everyone talks
like
about Link.
AAA, like crazy total reimagining, or you just want like a slight remaster?
I want a reimagining, but I don't know if I want voice acting. I would want like
that's the
you
nostalgia
want
talking. That's the nostalgia
No.
talking. I think.
no, because like even with Breath of the Wild, it's like the reactionary sounds of the NPCs and the characters. Like I think that's part of the charm of Legend of Zelda games. Like when they're like, huh? Yeah, you know, like they're just like reacting that way because it adds to the oh, yeah. There we go. We got that's the whole voice acting for the Ocarina of Time reimagined.
You're gonna have to censor those great fairies a bit.
I know. I know. Yeah, they're moaning.
Well, they
and-
didn't in Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, so
That's right.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but
I remember playing that section on a bus. I'm glad I had headphones on for that. 'Cause damn.
You're like looking around. You're like, it's Zelda. It's
I
not
swear this is a
weird.
kid's game.
It's a game.
Weird,
It's a
but
game
Zelda
everywhere.
weird. It's Zelda weird. It's not like I'm weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, so I kind of asked that question. You know, we saw the Mario movie and how they redesigned certain Mario characters to align, like Donkey Kong. You know, that redesign happened with Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
Do we see when the Zelda movie comes out redesigns of characters as well? Or
so.
like
Sure, 'cause
differences?
With live action, yeah.
Is a part of that going to be voice acting, like in full with with Link specifically?
Oh, if he's gonna be a silent character,
Will Link still be
has to
a
talk.
silent character?
I feel like
Unless
he
they
has
like,
to
there's a
talk.
plot point and they steal his voice or something.
I
Something like that would make sense to me. I don't know though. Like, I'm kind of like iffy on it. I don't know how you do Zelda in live action well, but I would love to be surprised.
Here's
Yeah.
the thing. This is how Hollywood would work. Maybe the producers or the directors like, no, Link can't, like, he doesn't talk, like he doesn't, but the producers be like, the audience isn't going to understand that. They're not going to, like, we need him to talk. We need him to give him dialogue. He's the hero. He needs to have, like,
He talks right at the end.
It's
Well,
Right
want to
at the
say
end
some- want to
when
say
it's going to
something
the
like,
credits.
That's it.
Like when he,
that's-
you know, right
yeah.
at the end of the
Yeah.
credits, or like right when the
movie
credits are about
Drive,
to roll, he's
says
going to start
2
driving.
words.
Yeah, and Drive. Yeah, there's kind of a few movies. Oh, there's a movie I'm thinking
Those are like
of too.
auteur type movies. Like those are like independents. This is a big studio that's making this game.
But I think also Nintendo
is,
would
like,
do that.
making it. So
Yeah.
like, they're, like,
I don't know. I just think like Hollywood.
but-
Here's the thing: Hollywood's going to screw it up. Like you know that they're going to screw it up to a certain degree, and they're going to be like animation. You can kind of get away with a lot.
But would
Like,
they
you-
screw it
I saw
up?
the
I
Smash
mean,
Brothers
like,
movie.
I mean, you're,
Get me
like,
there.
you're
Get me
still
the
on
Smash
the
Brothers movie.
Smash Brothers.
Gotta
movie
bring them
right now.
together. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's so
four
good.
different multi-universes.
But they're
Yeah.
not doing that. You're not getting a Smash Brothers movie at least anytime soon.
Oh come on, they'll do it. Make
Not
like
anytime
$1
soon,
billion.
I know it will, but not anytime soon
And
again.
get stuck into a
Everything
3D
you're
world.
doing.
I think I heard that it was.
The estimate is bajillion
Like a
dollars.
quintillion dollars or something.
I saw that, or I was listening to Kind of Funny, and then one of the things that the shows they suggested is, or one of the things they could suggest as like could be creating into a TV show or movie. They mentioned Metroid as like an anime. Like if you want to go like full on, like
That would be freaking legit. I would love
I
like
love
a really
that.
good like Star Fox show.
Star Fox, yeah,
A Star Fox
so
show
good.
that's like on Netflix or something like that, you know?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's
Do a barrel
just
roll.
and
Do a
they
barrel
just
roll
do
every
the
time, yeah.
animation leading up to Star Fox Zero. Like you remember the shorts that they had?
Yeah.
Yeah, they bought that studio,
Yeah, exactly. So like they just do
and that
those.
studio did work on Death Stranding too. I think.
Yeah,
I think you're right. Yeah. I think
So,
you're
I
The
mean,
right.
last time
their
we did
tech's
see
pretty
Star
good.
Fox was that Toys as a
Ubisoft
Service, the Ubisoft game was Atlas. No, not Atlas.
Oh.
Uplink or something like that, or
I feel like it is Atlas something.
It's Atlas something, yeah. But like, I never got a
Starlink?
chance to play it.
Starlink.
Starlink, yeah. Something. I remember I was
That
like, I
was
wanted to
awesome.
get that. I wanted to get the ship, but I just like it just was sold out everywhere, and I didn't like have a Switch at the time.
I've got it on my shelf. It's pretty cool.
By
That
the
game's
way-
actually sick. That's actually a really cool game.
The game
to
was
start with.
really good. Yeah,
It was
Yeah.
good. I remember I actually play tested it. Like with I was play testing it for that was my first sort of like jumping into playtesting for like accessibility. I
Yeah.
wasn't hired for accessibility for that. But it was like that's how I got brought into Ubisoft initially,
That's
because
cool.
I kept putting in a bunch of accessibility notes while I was playtesting it, and
Love that.
yeah, I think I spent like 2 or 3 days just working on like playing that game from beginning to end.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
Speaking
love
about
it.
Death Stranding, do we see that coming to the Switch? Because that's already a rumor.
Yes, 100 billion% yes. Sorry, on Xbox. It's on iPhone. It has to get like the first
I think
one's
so.
definitely coming to Switch.
I
Was
think
it like Death Stranding, like director's cut S or something like that? So what was the S for? I
Super.
don't say Switch.
Super Mario.
Oh, Super?
They're gonna they're gonna have like little Marios throughout this edition of Death Stranding.
Mario hats.
No,
and everything.
Mario is
Right.
Mario is the is
Doll Man?
No, not Doll Man.
He's so funny.
He's the little baby. He's the little baby.
Oh, he's the
Oh,
baby.
he's BB?
He's the baby. Yeah.
He's baby
He's
Mario.
He's
Yeah,
little
baby
Mario. Yeah.
He's
Well,
little-
You get hit, it's like wah, wah. Yeah, that'd be pretty.
but wait, back to what we think is in this direct, because we got a little crazy.
Well, that's why I
You get a
threw
little
Death
nuts.
Stranding in
Yeah,
there. I
so
think
then-
Death Stranding might be announced for this.
I mean, yeah, third party, that makes
Yeah, makes
sense. I think also, like, if it's not going to be Ocarina of Time, although I wish, or if it's not going to be a Mario game, which I think is more
I think
realistic,
it's gonna be Galaxy.
what do you think
honestly.
it'll be?
Well, we already know what next Zelda project we've already got. I mean, I know we're going back to that conversation, but because it was Hyrule Warriors, right? It was Hyrule Warriors
Yeah.
2. So that we know that like it's not traditional like Zelda game, so we know that's going to be coming. So I would like to be able to get an update on that. I think Mario would be a very safe bet because we know there's going to be a Mario game coming. It's
And
just
it's 40th anniversary. Maybe they do it the same year, you know?
I just think Galaxy is easy just to remaster because the both of them has been stuck on Wii.
sure,
getting
but,
an HD.
but again, we have not. I mean, other than we know that it's part of the Donkey Kong team was from the Odyssey team, but we
Yeah.
don't know what the rest of the studio had been working on. For they're working on a new mainline Mario 3D game during this whole time.
And apparently,
So-
this Donkey Kong game was originally supposed to come out on the Switch.
The original,
Yeah.
Right.
yeah.
Yeah,
See
it was
the
originally
side by
on
sides
Switch.
of
Yeah.
the Switch
Yeah.
version and the Switch 2 version.
Yeah,
Night and day different. I'm like,
night and day.
good call, Nintendo.
Oh, I didn't even
Yeah.
see that. I
Yeah.
need to look that up.
The dev interview series released. I think it's 3 parts. It's really worth reading. if you
Okay,
haven't done it.
okay.
Yeah. But they have like in development screenshots and stuff, like the prototypes, like a Goomba with arms throwing like rocks
Is this the
through
first
stuff.
time that Nintendo's ever pulled back the curtain on development for one of their mainline games?
They've been doing it more frequently. They did for Mario Kart
Yeah.
and showed some
Okay.
like art but it is like a more recently they're showing way more than they.
Do you think that's in response to the fact that people keep asking who's making all their games? Because that's always been the thing. It's like we never know what studio is working on what because they always just they either bury in the credits or they never announce who's
They're like,
which studio it is.
Find out on release date.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're just
Leave
very
us
safe
alone.
about it because like there was the report that Donkey Kong originally started from was it Vicarious Visions
Oh
was
shit!
working
Oh
on
wow!
3D Donkey Kong. That's the difference, yeah.
Yeah.
But Vicarious Visions was at Activision was initially tapped to make this game,
Huh.
and then
Okay.
that didn't work out. I don't know if it was an expense thing or Activision pulled out because of other stuff going on with Xbox, but then Nintendo took it on like we'll just do it ourselves.
I think
can see that
also
happen.
like Nintendo wants to make sure like you could tell from any direct like Nintendo wants to make sure they're setting the right expectations and not especially like how they have to come out and like say what their direct is about. They were that studio that started doing that, because it was just like wild theories were going out there anytime they announced a direct. I think the reason why they also don't pull back on development prior to a game release is because they want to just control like the messaging and like
Every
make
element.
sure every element of it. But yeah, it's really cool to see. Like
It used to come afterwards with Awada-san as well. He'd be like, "Okay, this game released. Let's Awada ass portion."
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
So
cool.
yeah, it was really cool. So it's cool that they're bringing back that stuff. But yeah, the direct, I think like Mario probably makes sense. I think in order to bundle or to help sell more consoles, it has to be a completely new game, so not necessarily a remastered. Which is why I think like a brand new Mario game
I
would
think they're
make
gonna.
sense.
I think they're gonna save that for a fall direct. I think this would be a very tame,
Like
direct.
a September, like
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
like
then,
a
what do you think
September,
will be in this
October.
direct?
I think you get updates on Metroid, maybe some stuff on Pokemon, maybe some stuff on Hyrule Warriors, Kirby Air Riders.
I was going to say Kirby,
Splatoon, whatever the new one is that they
Arc
announced. on the
Riders
app.
or something. Or
Yeah, Raiders or something.
Raiders. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So I think probably you get some updates on those. Maybe they throw in some maybe a little surprise announcement at the end, and then September they go all in on Mario Kart and they go Mario Kart DLC. We got Mario Wonder Nintendo Switch 2 edition, and then next year to celebrate the anniversary, we have a new 3D Mario game.
I would also love like a roadmap of games that are going to be getting like a Switch 2 update. You're like, hey, every month, like 2 or 3 games get an update. Like how they did it this month. This month. Sorry, last month with Splatoon was one. Yeah, like here are these games here, and next month here's gonna be these games, and like every month until whatever, like it'll be like 3 or 4 games get an update. Like the Xenoblade games, all of them need all of them need it. One of them is like one's running at like 480p. Like you can go, like, that one needs help.
I think we'll also get maybe like an update to the console itself, like whether this will be the direct that will introduce themes, although they're going really hardcore on icons. But like maybe this is like where they're like, oh, we have new icons coming out, and guess what, a theme. Like that would be dream to see them come up with something like that, like an update to the console.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. I would also love, just for their NSO, for the love of God, can we search for like random people to play? Not just like,
that'd be cool.
Not just like old friends online. Like the fact
that getting into a random lobby in Mario Kart 64 would be joke.
They'll never do that. Just because of the family aspect of the console. They would want to make sure that they're protecting.
And with game chat, that's 100% why they would not do it.
Ruining everything.
Well, if you don't have game chat and you could just do it like Mario Kart World styles,
or like you just make friends with like people you compete with, maybe.
Yeah, right. I don't know, something like that. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, it'd be great to be able to like what you and I try to do is like try to jump into just a random like online game.
That's got to be an update coming because that you could do that Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. You could just hop into someone's lobby and then play against a bunch of people. Like it was totally fun.
But
there's a lot of features missing in Mario Kart World.
That's what I'm saying. Like they're due for a big free update. Maybe they'll even announce it here. They'll be like, here's the update. It's coming out. I don't know.
I believe you on that one because my guess is that they probably didn't launch with it, and they're probably going to have an update because it probably wasn't ready for launch. They could because it seems as if, even though we think, it looks like the exact same game as Mario Kart 8, but if you look closely, it is a different engine. And so my guess is, that a lot of that stuff that they probably had in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe just wasn't ready for launch. So I can see them 100% doing a free update with like here, and we're unlocking this, we're unlocking that. And all the things that we've been saying that's been missing, and maybe they'll add some stuff into the world instead of just.
Do they reveal new packs, expansion packs, and timelines for that?
I would give a roadmap.
No, not a roadmap.
That's what I'm saying. Like some sort of roadmap to show, like, okay, what you could expect, or maybe like just another update coming this fall.
Planned for 20. Yeah, we have 2 updates later this year, and
one
Two
coming
more in the
and
first
more
half of
coming out.
2026.
And if
Yeah,
you
in
want it for free,
2026.
and if you want it for free, you get it with the expansion pass of Nintendo Switch
Yeah.
Online.
But then, do we think this direct? Because a lot of rumors are saying third party, but we're talking a lot about first party right now. So do we think there is like a bit of both, or?
I think so. I mean,
think there has to be.
I think
I
this
hope so.
direct would probably
Yeah,
be like some of the
40-minute direct.
third-party announcements.
Otherwise, it's an Xbox showcase. Honestly, at this point, they'll just they'll just be announcing a bunch of Xbox games like Sea of Thieves and this and that. And like,
Yeah.
Well, here's the question though, because I know it was Nate the Hate that suggested there was a Nintendo Direct, but we don't like it. Could mean anything. It can mean a third-party Direct.
he didn't. Yeah,
he
he said, and he specified in his podcast too that he's not sure what type of Direct it is.
Yeah, so it could be that it's just all third-party instead of first-party, and maybe some
It could be
updates
third
for
party, and that would be okay because
Sure.
I want a bunch of info, but like they've just been announcing stuff on the Nintendo Today app. They could do that for Metroid Prime, no question. Like they announced a new Splatoon game on that thing, and then Dragon Drive's release date, like the Zelda movie's release date on that. Like they could do that no problem.
I still am trying to understand the strategy of
get it.
Nintendo Today. Like, what kind of news are they saving for there? But they're figuring it out. It's working. It's working.
Is
yeah,
it?
right. It's working.
Well, I mean, it is working. Getting users still logging in. Yeah.
True.
Sounds like the pig thing in The Simpsons. It's a little boring. It's still good. It's still good.
Yeah, it's still good.
All right. Well, hopefully we get something, and it's supposed to be at the last week of July because the next week is Pokemon's own, and apparently they had like a picture of like Pikachu standing in front of a DJ thing. So we're getting Pokemon DJ.
Well, like, what do you think it is? Like, do you think they're just going to announce like a concert tour for like the symphony?
Probably.
The
But in front of a DJ?
I don't
He's
know.
in front of a DJ like stand.
For the symphony tour?
He's got he's a little electric rodent. He just has little nub hands. Like he can't do
music
much.
electric,
Like,
you know.
They could have put a violin on him.
he's like an electric, like he's DJ-ish.
They could have put a violin on him. They could have done something else.
Man, that concert would sell out though, like crazy.
Pokemon
concert.
Yeah, it'd be crazy.
I feel like that makes sense. They'd announce it now, get the tickets rolling for next year, probably.
But also they'll do something like, Pokemon dance club thing, like where Pikachu's your DJ, random game.
I posted. Do you guys remember during this is a fucking throwback, but Space World 2000 they had Meowth's Party, which was a GameCube tech demo.
Yeah.
They had Meowth on a guitar, and I was like, man, I want that. That'd be sick.
Maybe
They're
this
bringing
is
it back.
This is the return.
They're bringing
of
it back.
Yeah, I'd be down. I'd love that.
I think, if Pokemon's having something, then you see Pokemon Red and Blue. Like, or they play the music and they say, like, teasing it.
Yeah.
Like, something teased to it. Like, yeah, you heard. Yeah.
Like the
And then they're saying, even if they say, like, we're working really hard, Pokemon Red and Blue is what really kicked off the, fandom kind of thing. We're working really hard to bring new editions of those games back.
HD2.
It was Pokemon Green.
HD2.
Thank you very much.
Well, yeah, in Japan, but I mean, like,
And I'll buy that. And then the second they announce Pokemon Gold and Silver HD 2D, I'm just gonna lose my mind because that's
it's either
God.
A, they're gonna go with like a whole like remaster or what have you, or they're just gonna release all of the Pokemon games on NSO.
I know, which is I would totally play that.
100%.
But now I'm hyping myself up on HD 2D.
You already
So I
said
need it.
Pokemon Gold and Silver, and I was like, I'm in.
Oh yeah,
but
right.
see, you don't release on NSO unless you got a lead it. Like that's to feed the people while you're cooking,
Yeah, which they
like,
got
and you
pretty
tease
much
the
with
cooking.
ZA.
Like you
Like
tease
ZA
that.
is that lead is
You
is
tease
their
the
big
menu,
mainstream.
right? Like you tease what's
Tease
being
the
served
cooking,
up.
dog.
Yeah.
He's the cooking dog.
You just let them waft a little.
Yeah.
bit.
All right, Steve, what's going on for you for the rest of the week?
Actually, the rest of the week is as of today, when this episode goes up, I'm going out to London, Ontario to TennoCon, run by Digital Extremes. They invited me out to that. It's their 10th anniversary of TennoCon, so we're going to hear more about what's going to be happening in the worlds of Warframe and Soulframe. And yeah, it's gonna be a good time. I'm looking forward to it. I've never been to Digital Extremes before, so we're getting a studio tour. Which
that's
is pretty
nice.
cool. Yeah, we get to have. There's a whole concert that they're doing at the arena that's there, and so yeah, I'm excited to be able to go. So I'll be there pretty much all weekend.
10th year, right? Yeah,
10th year. Yep. 10th year of TennoCon. So specifically 10th year of their convention, TennoCon. So yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, Riley, how about you?
It's Donkey Kong, man.
Oh yeah,
after this race will be a couple hours away. That's it.
My niece and nephew just keep singing the song. They're like, DK, Donkey Kong. I'm like, okay, guys. I love Donkey Kong as much as the other person, but you're really wearing it out right now.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't Canadians make the show?
Yeah.
Wasn't that like producing Canada? The show?
The Donkey Kong
show,
yeah.
No, yeah, but the song they're singing is not from the show.
No, it's from 64. Yeah.
No, DK rap, Grant Kirkhope. Love it. I my only hope, and this is a bit of a tangent, but like, I'm a mega nerd for Donkey Kong, and I don't know.
Sammy might have you beat. Saying.
I just need King K. Rool in this game.
Has happened.
King K. Rool in this
we
game.
just don't know anything about it yet.
That character is such. He's
so good, but I don't
think
we're gonna.
Isn't this like a prequel?
I don't think we're gonna get it, man.
I think we're gonna see King K. Rool at some point.
I think like all of the bad guys are surrounded with like rocks that look like crocodiles. I'm like, that's so
you're
on
even
the nose.
fighting a crocodile head thing in one.
Yeah,
of
I'm like,
levels.
it's so on the nose, and when you break them down, there's like a Kremling skeleton in it, and I'm like. That's weird. There's like so many like little nods, and I'm like, I just need King K. Rool because that guy is so the best.
He's
part
iconic
King K.
to the DK series.
He hasn't been around forever, and this is like honoring the entirety of the Donkey Kong series. Like you see it in everything that they're doing, the collectibles and this and that. Pauline's back, and that obviously she's from the original arcade game. Like that's going on, but like King K. Rool is like the best part about him is that. He's like crazy and he's aware he's in a video game. Yeah. So like when you beat him in the first Donkey Kong,
he's Ryan Reynolds.
Donkey Kong. He's basically the Deadpool of the Nintendo
as well. Yeah.
But like when you beat him in the first one, like the credits start rolling, and then you look at them and they're like fake names, like obviously fake names. And then he like kind of looks around while they're rolling, and you're just standing there, and then he just comes up and charges across the screen. And if you don't dodge out of the way, you just lose.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this guy sucks. Like, I love it.
Yeah. King K. Rool. Honestly, he is an icon. He needs to be given his flowers.
Smash Brothers.
I don't know, man. Like, I feel like
Amiibo's compatible. Like, I hope. I just want it.
He should be in Cart, by the way.
Do we think he's like the boss of Donkey Kong Bonanza, and like
I think
Nintendo's been hiding it.
I think it's similar to like how Odyssey was with Bowser. I mean, Bowser kind of like was there, but you still had to fight the other like minions or what have you, like the rabbits.
But he was still entrenched in the whole story of the game. Like,
yeah,
sure.
Bowser.
And I think that could be the hidden thing. They kept Pauline hidden. Like
it would be very like in the third Donkey Kong Country. Like you think you're fighting this like monstrosity that's taken Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong, and then you just find out King K. Rool the whole time.
Yep.
So I'm like, he does that stuff all the time. Like he's just such a bastard. I need him.
So
wait, we also 3 technically with the baby Kong.
Yeah, well? Dixie Kong and
Dixie Kong and Baby Kong. Yeah.
Do we see the Donkey Kong Bonanza skins in Cart as well?
Oh yeah.
I think they have
later
to have
on down the road.
You need Diddy Kong, Dixie Kong. Get Rambi in there. That'd be cool. I'd love it.
Rambi on a cart.
Rambi would be wicked because he charges after you with that magic guy. He just spawns a bunch of Rambis.
You need Rambi. Get Rambi in there. Come on.
I don't know if I want to see all the new Donkey Kong forms.
I wouldn't want to see that. I just want to see Donkey Kong and Pauline like.
Yeah.
Baby Pauline. Yeah, there is no Baby Pauline, so like Kid Pauline makes sense.
But that's why, like they have these titles coming out. There must be an update for Mario Kart World. If it's not this direct, then I think it'll be a dedicated direct for Mario Kart World like focusing on updates and expansion packs.
I'd say if we don't see it in this, I probably would say it more likely will show up in the September direct.
Yeah.
They'll like shadow drop too or something.
Yeah.
Like that would be my guess. But like a little update, a little like we've added 200cc and you can.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah,
They
I
might
would say
add
like
it
for a
tomorrow
holiday
on
release,
today app.
you get a new booster pack or what have you. or something
Yeah,
like that.
something like that. That'd be cool.
Camille, what's going on for you for the rest of the week?
I'm DK. Donkey Kong. But also, yeah, just relax and try and enjoy the summer. I am, NASCAR, that stuff's still happening. And also I have a new show called Game On Racing America on Roku TV. So busy with that too.
Awesome. Congrats on that.
Nice.
That's
So
awesome.
you check that out.
Hell yeah. For me, just Donkey Kong. Let's just be honest here. All right.
Yeah,
I recently
I'm looking
just
forward to
did
playing it when I'm in London when I get a
Yeah.
chance. I'm gonna bring
I
my Switch
recently
with me.
did another run of Doom, and I saw Steve's name on there. I'm like, oh yeah, Steve's on
Yeah.
this.
I did. I'm in the credits of Doom and Dark Ages.
Yeah, I know that guy. Yeah.
You like the
Mr.
Leo
Salient.
DiCaprio meme? You're like, oh, like
Yeah.
There it is. Yeah.
There it is. Yep. Found it. Yep.
Yeah. That was a fun one. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And we'll see you all next week after Donkey Kong. So we'll see how it is. This Pokemon's when? Next week, Tuesday? Is that?
I'm gonna look it up. Don't go away yet. Don't cut it off yet. Don't go anywhere. No, don't.
Single them out, Marcel.
July
Put them up full
22nd.
screen.
July 22nd at 9 a.m. EST. July 22nd is Tuesday.
So
Yeah.
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Well, no,
Okay.
we'll have Pokemon announcement for you guys.
Cool. Sweet.
Goodbye.